Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, YAHAWAH. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, those who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, or waiting on the return of Yahawashi, and keeping the faith until the end. All right. Even in this hour of temptation that is coming upon us. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right. So I wanted to go into a little bit of milk. Lord willing, we might, depending on how the lesson turns out to be, we might go a little deeper. But I really wanted to go into the milk because at first I thought about it, and coming to the truth, I realized that it took me some time to understand the basic. So I wanted to do a little video to edify the new brothers, new sisters who come into this truth and want to learn, and want to grow into this thing, because we have to desire the sincere milk to be fortified in this truth, to be solid, to have a solid foundation. You have to understand the basic, before you move on into the deeper things. All right. So the title of this lesson, I wanted to say that Yahawah only deals with Israel. This truth is exclusive. It's not for everyone. All right. It's not even for the whole nation of Israel. Even if at the end of the day, all Israel shall be saved, but it's really for the elect. We're looking to seal the elect through this word, through the words of Yahawah to come to the end of this wicked kingdom. All right. So let's bring it out, starting with Amos 3:11. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. So already you know that the Lord is speaking to a specific people, the children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. Again, when you think about that situation, when Yahawah delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, he didn't deliver the whole world. All right. The same way that he only delivered Israel in that time, the same way that he's only going to deliver the elect in this time, in the second Exodus. All right. So it says here, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore will I punish you for all your iniquity. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. The Lord, Yahawah, he's our father, man. And he doesn't know all these other people. Same way that how you drop off your son or your daughter at the kindergarten, and you come pick them up when you're done work. You come pick them up. You're not going to pick up your son, your daughter, and your neighbor, unless you have to. But in this circumstance, you're not going to come pick up the rest of the children. You're going to come pick up your children. And that's why Yahawah says that he only knows us, man. He only knows the family of the children of Israel, because we belong unto him, man. It says here in Deuteronomy 14:2, for thou art a holy people. Holy meaning separate. The Lord has separated us from these other people. And how did he do that? By establishing a covenant with us through Moses, through the law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord has given us the law, statutes, and commandment, and has sealed this covenant with the blood of sacrifice, man. None other nation has been through that. No other nation has this contract, because that covenant really means contract. Okay, for thou art a holy people because of the law, statutes, and commandments unto the Lord thy power, and the Lord had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. Why? Because we belong unto him. These other nations were made to serve Israel. All right. When you go to work and you have your Edomite bossing you around, telling you to do this and do that, but really in your mind you know that he's your slave. And of course we're not gonna look at them funny or cuss them out or tell them you're going to hell, this and that. Everything in wisdom, everything in righteousness. We're in their kingdom. We're in captivity, so we gotta endure. Yahawah is gonna exalt us, and in that time we're gonna put them back in slavery. We're gonna put them in captivity. So wait on the Lord. Okay. So that being said, the Lord has made us a peculiar people. We're not like these other people. And what separates us, again, is the law, statutes, and commandments. So it says here in Psalms 147 and 19, he sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. It already tells you who he's dealing with. The Lord is dealing with Jacob and he's dealing with the house of Israel. Okay? The children of Israel. Okay? He had not dealt so with any nation. You know? So when people pull up and they tell you Muhammad is the last prophet, yo, step aside, man. Look at the time. I have nothing else to do. Let me go find something else to do. You know. It says here he had not dwelt so with any nation, and as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So these people, these other nations, they don't know the Lord, man. You know, you got these Christians who promote an inclusive doctrine, a worldly doctrine, which is really carnality, which is really satanic. You know, who push forth the fact that you come as you are. You don't have to change. Just call in the name of the Lord and you'll be good. And just the fact that they don't even know the name of the Lord, you know, call upon God and believe in Jesus and you'll be good. Man, that's all blasphemy. That's all madness, man. That's not even the way. All these people, of course, the Lord has blinded them so they may believe in a lie, so they may be stuck in the darkness. Okay. So it says here in Matthew's, to further prove the point that YAHAWAH is only dealing with Israel, as I said before, he sheweth his words unto Jacob and his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. To further prove this point, it tells us in Matthews 1 and 21, he shall bring forth a son, and she shall bring forth a son, speaking about Mary, and thou shalt call his name YAHAWASHI, he delivers, for he shall save his people from their sins. When you speak about his people, how is it? It's possessive, okay? And like I said, the Lord is only dealing with Yasha Allah. He's son of the power, okay? He prince of the power, Salakia. He prince of the power. He's dealing with us, man, not the whole world, not the whole nation. When he saved Israel out of the land of Egypt, he only saved Israel, okay? So it says here, and again, because of our sins, the reason why at this time, you know, at this time, you can have an Israelite that looks like a Moabite. You can have an Israelite that looks like a Hamite. You can have an Israelite that looks like all sorts of nation. Okay? And that's a part of the curse that happened unto us because we have sinned. We have disobeyed. We have broken the contract that we made with YAHAWAH. So it says here in Deuteronomy 4 and 27, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nation, and ye shall be left few in numbers among the heathens, whether the Lord shall lead you. Okay, so let's go into a quick I want to bring out a quick example to solidify this information. You see, let's say I go to Russia and I meet with a Russian, a so-called white woman. Okay, now you see my complexion, and we understand that the lineage goes through the father. The father carries the seed. That's why you go to the linealogy of YAHAWASHI, it names the fathers, not the mothers. You know, and that's why even you read the Bible, it says, oh, son of such. You know, even when they say daughter of, let's say daughter of Paul, you see, they're not going to say daughter of Mary. No, they're going to say the father, because the father is the head of the house. The father carries the seed, you know. So it says here, just to further prove this point, it says here in Numbers 1 and 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families. So when you go into the word pedigree, let's go into it real quick. In the Merriam-Webster dictionary, when you speak about pedigree, it talks about a register recording a line of ancestors, lineage, and ancestral line, origin and the history of something, background. So their background. What is the background of the person? Okay, let's go back into it. Romans 1 and 18. So they assembled, and they declared their pedigree, so their lineage, their background, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years up from 20 years old and upwards by their poll. So again, it's by the family, it's by the Salakia. And they declare their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers. No, it's not about the woman. The woman has a role to play in the family spectrum, all right. But in this sense, the father is the head, and that's why when a wife marries when a woman marries a man, she takes on his name. Okay, you belong his you become his property, and you take upon his name, and your children that this woman shall bring forth, it will be her, will carry his name. All right. So I hope this was hope you guys understood the situation. So the lineage goes through the father. Whatever your father is, you're gonna be the same. So if your father is an Israelite, you're an Israelite. So that being said, let's say that I as me myself, an Israelite, go and get married and take so-called white woman as a wife. Okay, and we have children, and of course our son, let's say we have a son, comes out and he's lighter in complexion. His features might not be completely the same. You might say, okay, I can tell that he's your father. Okay, so my son grows up and he decides, I'm still in Russia. My son decides that he's gonna marry a so-called white woman, a so-called Russian, and he has a son by this white woman. Okay, his son is gonna come out even lighter. So throughout the generation, our shade, our complexion, our melanin is gonna decrease. Okay, because of the intermingling with these other nation. Okay, so that is the reason why the nation of Israel might you might have someone that looks like another nation, but he's truly an Israelite. All right. I hope you guys understood the point that I'm trying to make. Not every Israelite is gonna look like Shaft. Not every Israelite is gonna look like Denzel. Okay, we're coming all shapes, sizes, and color. Okay, and that's a stumbling block. That's a mystery to make people trip up, man. Because now you got the people that say the congregation of the Black Israelites. That's just a mix of people. But we have camps of so-called Mexicans, so-called like Latino. We got camps of all sorts of brothers, man. We got camps in all over the world, man, pushing for this word, pushing for this truth, man. Because we're gathered by the word. And again, that's the difference, man. Israelite is the only nation that was made to have faith, and that is why we can judge righteous judgment. Okay, because if you believe in this truth, regardless of how you look outwardly, your spirit itself is the spirit of an Israelite, because Israel is the only nation that is known to have faith in YAHAWASHI. Okay, so it says here, to prove that point, it says here in Deuteronomy 30:3, that then the Lord power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy power had scattered thee. So again, he's gonna gather us all. He's gonna gather us from the four corners of the world, from wherever place you were at. Okay, so not everyone's gonna look the same. Not everyone's gonna look like Shaf or Denzel, like I said before. Okay. So it says here in Revelation 9:7, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man can number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongue, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power. Like I said before, YAHAWAH is not dealing with the rest of the world, man. These people, with all nations, all tongues, they look like other nations, but they're prophesying, and they're prophesying the name of YAHAWAH in truth and sincerity, man. So that is the reason why we know that they're Israelites. Okay, through faith we know that these people are Israelite. You're not gonna have an Edomite up there is calling upon YAHAWAH in truth and sincerity. You might know the name, but it has to be in truth and sincerity. Okay, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. So that's how we know that, all these people, that all nations, out of all nations, kindred and people and tongue stood before the throne. All these people were Israelites, regardless of how they looked outwardly, and that's why we can't be carnal. When someone pulls up at camp, or on the common board, you can't just look straight up. Oh, okay, he's white. He's he's a demon, man. He's a, he's a Moabite. I can't, delete, block this guy. No, man, you have to let him speak and evaluate him, meaning as try him by the Spirit to see if he's really an Israelite, So again, that's the Israel is being classified in a sense. There's a classification for the Israelites. There's an Israelite of the Lord, and versus the 2/3, the 1/3 versus the 2/3. And in another sense, I would say the Israelite of the Lord versus the unnatural Gentiles, those that chose to follow the ways of the heathen rather than to turn to the Lord. All right, or even that didn't know that they were Israelite, but through their faith, they still had faith. You see, even if they didn't know the law, statutes, and commandments, they didn't know the name, they still, in a sense, inwardly, they weren't doing as the heathens were doing. They still had a sense of understanding. They that have a law unto themselves, which is not a law. They still kept the law inwardly. Roughly paraphrasing. So I got a couple examples of this. Okay, so it says here in Luke 7:2, and a certain centurion's servant, who was dear unto him, was sick and ready to die. And when he heard YAHAWASHI, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. Already there it shows faith, okay? Because that centurion, centurion meaning that you're a part of the army of these heathens. You're like a military officer, and you're sending the elders. You're sending the elders of the Jews to go find YAHAWASHI so he can come and heal your servant. That shows faith, okay? That shows faith, man. And that's how you already know from there, like, okay, this guy is moving different from a regular centurion, So it says here, and when they came to YAHAWASHI, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy from whom he should do this, okay? For he loveth our nation, and he had built us a synagogue. So that same centurion loved the Hebrews. He loved the Jews, okay? And why is that? Because he himself was an Israelite, man. He was a son of Jacob, okay? He might live like these Gentiles, but in his spirit he loved the Jews. He might not know that he was their people, but he had love for the Jews, man. That's how we know that he was an Israelite. He had a good report with them, okay? It says here, for he loveth our nation, and he had built us a synagogue. No random Edomite, no random other nation would do this unless the Lord had put it in their spirit. We know about the king Cyrus when the Lord put it in his spirit to go rebuild the temple. But that's like, there's some exceptions to the cause, But again, this centurion showed faith, and through the spirit you can tell that this guy was an Israelite. Then YAHAWASHI went with them, and when he saw that he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter under my roof. Wherefore neither thought I myself worthy to come unto thee. You see, he was humble, man. You see, that centurion, even if he has people under him, he's still humble when it came to YAHAWASHI. But I say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. But say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. You don't even have to come into my house. Just say the word, man. Don't even, nowadays, man, these people, they go to the doctor, they pop all these pills. They don't have zero faith. This centurion is telling sent a friend to tell YAHAWASHI, just say the word, and that will be enough. You see? It's not compared to this generation where you can go to the hospital and you put all your faith in this witchcraft. And we know that pharmakia really means witchcraft. You see? And Esau is not in the building. Esau is not in the business of healing people. He's in the business of making money. You see? So it's not in his interest. It's not in his benefit to heal you. He wants you to keep coming back, man. He wants you to be a bag for him. You see? That's why we call him the devil. Okay, so it says here, therefore neither thought I myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers, and I say unto one, go, and he goeth, and to another, come, and he cometh, and to my servant, do this, and he doeth it. When Yahawashi heard these things, he marveled at him. You see, Yahawashi marveled. Okay, he marveled at the faith that this centurion had, that this Israelite centurion had. Okay, so it says here, at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. Why did he say that? Does that mean that this guy was not an Israelite? No, that means that this guy was living as a Gentile. He was an unnatural Gentile. Okay, he might have followed the ways of these Gentiles, but he's really an Israelite. According to the characteristic that we see, he has faith, he loves the Jews, and he's even has a good report from the elders, man. You see, and they that were sent returned to their home and found the servant whole that had been sick. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua had healed the sick servant of the centurion because of the faith that this centurion had. Okay, and just to prove again the fact that faith only belongs unto Israel, it says here, Ecclesiastes 1:14, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. The faithful, deep down, they already have that fear of the Lord. So that's how I was saying as well, that they even if they don't know the law, statutes, and commandments, even if they don't know that they're Israelites, they're not going to commit adultery, because deep down they know that it's wicked. They're not going to go and rob from their neighbor. They know it's wicked. They're not going to covet. Deep down, they're going to keep the commandments without even knowing them. It's going to be a law unto themselves, like through the Spirit, they're going to keep the law, okay, without even knowing them, okay? So again, so that proves that this was an example of a centurion that was really an Israelite, an unnatural Gentile, okay? So it says here, further prove this, Act 10:1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Some people, okay, so he's an Italian. He works for the Romans. He's an Italian. No, man. Okay, it says here, a devout man, one that feared the Most High with all his house, and giveth much alms to the people, and prayed to the Most High always. Edomite is not going to do that. Elamite is not going to do that. Ishmaelite is not going to do that, right? Only the servants of the Lord are going to be doing this, man. Those that truly have faith, as I said before, man. So this is another example of someone that was working with that was living as an unnatural Gentile, but he was still an Israelite. Even there came to the point where when Peter came to his house, he said it's not lawful for a Jew to come hang out with the uncircumcised. If he was circumcised, it's something like that. It's not lawful for a Jew to hang out with Gentiles. He said Gentile because he was an unnatural Gentile living as a Gentile with the Romans, with the Italian band, So it says here in Matthew 15, another example, Matthew 15:22, and behold, a woman of Canaan. We know that the land of Canaan is Israel. Israel came and took over the land of Canaan. All right, so they said a woman of Canaan came out of the land. It's like it came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. He answered her not a word, and his disciples came and besought her, saying, send her away, for she cried after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's YAHAWASHI. That's his response. He came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Who's the lost sheep? It can't be the Jews, because they already know that they're the Israelites. The lost sheep is speaking about the unnatural Gentiles. Okay? And then it says, then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. That again, that's not in the spirit of an Edomite to do this. That's not in the spirit of these other nations to be doing these things, man. Okay? For you you have to be an Israelite to have these characteristics. To understand that you have to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you have to be an Israelite, man. Okay, and these examples were written so we can understand that there's that Israel is scattered around the whole world, and they look like other people, man. And that's why, again, I have to keep repeating myself. You cannot judge by the looks. You have to judge righteous judgment through the Spirit. Okay, because Yahawah, what did he say? Yeah, he says, I do not look at the appearance. I look at the heart, meaning the mind. I look at how they think. I look at their spirit. Who is this person, man? Okay, more than what they look like. I'm looking at like who they are, man. You see? So it says here, and she said, I'll read that again, Matthew 15:25. Then she came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. Dogs meaning, these other nations are characterized as dogs. Okay, but in that instance, she's an unnatural Gentile. Okay, so she's living as a dog, even if she's an Israelite. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Yahawashi answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Again, great is thy faith. Edomite, these other nations will not, Yahawashi would not have said that to these other nations. It's only an Israelite that can have great faith, man. Great is thy faith, be unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Okay? So again, Yahawashi, his purpose was to come and save his people. Yeah? But even the unnatural Gentiles, right? Those that believed and seeked after him in truth and sincerity, after they heard the word of Yahawah, they forsook their ways and turned to him. Because even us in the world, we were all niggas, spicks, and coons, man. All in the world, we were Gentiles. We were living as these people, man. But the Lord came, and as we heard the word, he changed us, he cleansed us, and now we're walking in the path. He made us joint heirs. That's why Yahawashi, that was the purpose of Yahawashi, to come and collect his people. So it says here in Ephesians 2:11, wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles in the flesh. Okay, not in the spirit, but in the flesh. We were living as the other nations. We were not holy. We were not separate from these other people. We're living like them. All right. So that means, wherefore remember that ye being in the time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision. So those that were Jews, those that knew they were Jews, they were calling those that were not following the ways of Yahawah, the law, statutes, and commandments, they were calling them uncircumcised, right? So but we understand that first you have to circumcise the foreskin of your heart. You have to circumcise spiritually, man. You have to turn to the Lord spiritually, not carnally, man. Because what is it if you circumcise, your penis, you circumcise your penis, but then you go and commit adultery? Your circumcision is nothing, right? I'm circumcised, but you're committing adultery. You're blaspheming the name of the Lord. That's nothing, man. Yeah, it even says that unto Yahawashi, circumcision is nothing and uncircumcision is nothing. As if you believe in the Lord, as if you have faith. As I said before, great faith as those example of unnatural Gentiles that truly believed in Yahawashi. Okay, so it says here that at the time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenant of promises, from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without power in the world. So without this truth, you're nothing, man. You're basically walking dead. You're walking without a purpose. You see, you have no hope, man. Okay, if you're not in this truth, you're walking. You're soulless, man. You're not soulless. Let's say you're just destroyed, man. You're walking like without purpose, man. You wake up, you do your 9 to 5, this and that. But if you're not in the truth, man, it's really worthless. It's vanity. Whatever your life is really, as it says, those that were born in vain. You're living for nothing, man. Your life has no purpose. You see, we're alienated to the commonwealth of Israel. Okay, and that commonwealth, it even tells you it belongs to Israel, not to anyone else. It doesn't belong to these other nations, man. Again, Okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua only deals with Israel, his people, man. He doesn't know these other nations, man. To them, they're strangers. Okay? And that's how the Lord looked at us at one point. But now that we turn back to the Lord, once we understand that He's the one that we have to follow, Yahushua is the one that we have to follow, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the one that we have to hearken to. No, now we're brought back. You see? And again, the Lord brought us by His blood. Okay? By the blood that He shed on the cross, man. Okay? So it says here, but now in YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. Like I just said, through His sacrifice, now we are one with the Jews, those that proclaim that they're of the circumcision, the circumcised and the circumcision and the uncircumcision, which believes in Yahweh Bashim and walks after His way. You know, they are the one and the same, because at the end of the day, we're all children of Israel. Okay, it says here, for He is our peace, who had made both one and had broken down the middle wall of partition between us. So there's no difference between the uncircumcision and the circumcision, as long as they keep as long as they have faith in Yahawashi, as long as they keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. All right, having abolished in His flesh the enmity, even the laws of the commandments containing in this ordinance, for making Himself of twain one new man, so making peace, and that He might reconcile, meaning buy back, meaning again, and reconcile is like to become friend again. You know, reconcile is to become friend again. You see, both unto the Most High in one body by the cross. You see, because of His sacrifice, now the circumcision and the uncircumcision are able to come to the Father. Okay, having slain the enmity thereby, and came and preached peace to you which were afar off. Afar off from what? The promises, the covenant, you know, the hope. But we were afar off because we didn't, without Yahawashi, we wouldn't be able to obtain it. But through His sacrifice, now we're nigh unto Him, man. Nigh unto the Father, okay? And to them that were nigh. So He preached this not only to those that were close, the Jews that understood this, you know, the children, but also to the dogs, you see? The dogs, meaning the unnatural Gentiles. Okay. So it says here, for through Him, for through Yahawashi, we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father. So through Yahawashi, we have access to the Father. Uncircumcision and circumcision, we all have access to the Father, as long as we believe in this doctrine. As long as we believe in this doctrine, as long as we believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, as long as we have faith. Okay? Now therefore ye are no more strangers. You see? We're no more strangers. We're not as a heathen. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, through His sacrifice, has allowed us to come closer unto the Lord and be able to call ourselves Israelites. We are Israelites, man. That we are the children of the Lord, man. We are Yasha Allah, He Prince of the power. Okay. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints. And again, who are the saints? The saints are those that had made the covenant with Yahweh through the blood. Okay, the same way that we made a covenant through blood with Moses, the same way that we made a covenant by blood with Yahawashi, and He's gonna fulfill the second covenant when He comes and delivers us, and we're gonna live forever, man. Because again, the second covenant is not in place yet, because we still die. We're not in rulership. Okay, not everything has been fulfilled yet. Okay, see, so now He says, but now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High. So now we're adopted. That goes into the adoption of the uncircumcision. Okay, as Yahushua said, I came for the lost sheep of Israel. We were lost. We were living as these people, man. But now we're back to our right mind, following our power, following our Lord, as it says, tongue, all nations, all tongue, all people, all sorts of people looking different, coming in all sorts of sizes and shapes. You see, speaking all different languages, but they're Israelites in the spirit. Okay? Okay? So I hope this lesson was edifying, you know? So again, the Lord is only dealing with Israel. He's only dealing with Israel. It doesn't matter if you look like these other nations as long as you have faith, you know? A lot of people are going to get tripped up by the fact that they only think that for you to be an Israelite, you have to be like John Shaft. You have to be like Shaft, or you have to be like Denzel. No, man. To be an Israelite, you have to show faith. You have to, and that faith is something spiritual. You cannot force yourself to have faith. You cannot force yourself to believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. As the Lord said, he that cometh to me, no man can come to me except the Lord has given it to him, man. You see, so that faith is something that's always been with Israel. Even the 2/3, they have a zeal of the Lord, but not according to knowledge. So even them, they're seeking for answers. Deep down, they're seeking for answers, but they're not doing it the right way. Even they forsake the right way to do evil, because they seek their own righteousness. You see, pushing away the righteousness of the Lord and seeking their own righteousness. All right. So that being said, I truly hope that this lesson was edifying. I know I was a little bit all over the place, but Israel looks like all nations, but through the Spirit, if you're Israelite and you believe in this doctrine, you're an Israelite. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're white or black or Chinese or this and that, or an Elamite. You know, if you look like an Elamite, as long as you believe in this truth, you know, and you keep the faith and truth and sincerity, hey, you're an Israelite. Now you gotta hold on until the end. Okay. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation and blessing to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Shalom, DTA Baba Ba, Kwam Yashala. Until next lesson, Shalom.